Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I am so excited about being in Washington, D.C. Particularly today as we observe the King holiday. Had my father lived on January 15th, just a few days ago, he would have been 80 years old. But today we observe the King holiday one day before our nation inaugurates its 44th president, now President-elect Obama, but tomorrow, President Obama. But I'm excited about what our nation is on the brink of doing. Because when we observe the King holiday, one of the things that we do is engage in service. And when we think about the fact that there are so many in our nation and throughout our world that are not able to have a decent meal, in perhaps the richest nation in the world, there's something wrong with that. But we gather because we know that it just takes a few good women and men to bring about change. Our president-elect began that theme of change. But the change is not just in the president himself, but there must be a change in our behavior. We must conduct ourselves in a different way. We know better, so we should do better. And even though this is a very difficult time for our nation that we love and respect, it's a difficult time because our economy is challenged. But you know what? We don't have a person to lose. Each one of us can participate, certainly in eradicating hunger, in eradicating homelessness, in also being creative. We can work together to create jobs and put Americans back to work, particularly if we are focusing on a green economy. I'm not talking about green to money, I'm talking about environmentally. We can create all kinds of jobs. That's the kind of nation we live in. There is nothing that we cannot do if we roll up our sleeves. And guess what? I believe that if my father, well, first of all, I believe my father and mother are looking down on us. And they're looking down, smiling at us, saying that America, while it is not where it needs to be, it is at least heading in the right direction. Certainly over the last several years, we were not heading in the right direction.
Woo! Thank you.
But because Americans came together from every ethnic group, from every even party, you know, we have a few parties in our nation, but they came together. And we've elected new leadership. But we cannot go home on Wednesday and sit down and think our jobs are done. Wednesday, we got to roll up our sleeves to help the president-elect now, to help the Congress, to help our governors around our nation, to help our state legislative delegations around our nation, to help our city mayors. With each of us doing just a little bit, there's no problem that we cannot resolve. I was a small child when my father was killed, 10 years old, 40 years ago. going into the 41 years now, but 40 years ago. But I remember how he and his team captured the imagination of this nation. And we made strides that one could never have foreseen. We're at one of those monumental moments right now. Right now, you're being here today. And so I want to leave you with a challenge. My dad used to say everybody can be great because everybody can serve. You don't need a PhD to serve. You don't need to know Plato's theory of relativity to serve. You just need a heart of gold and a soul generated by love. That's all you need to serve. So the new definition of greatness is just that. He who is greatest among you shall be your servant. But finally I say all of this we must do because it's the right thing. It's the right time. Everything we do for generations yet unborn. And so my dad said the ultimate measure of a human being is not where one stands in times of comfort and convenience, but where one stands in times of challenge and controversy. He went on to say that on some questions, cowardice asks, is a position safe? Expediency asks, is a position popular? Expediency asks, is a position popular? Politic asks, is a position popular? But conscience asks, is a position right? You see, so we must take positions sometime that are neither safe, however what we're going to be doing is safe, that may not necessarily always be popular, but may not be political, but God knows we must take those positions because they're right. And so I want to thank you for allowing me to be here today, just to share a little bit. Because I know we can feed our nation, and guess what? We can feed the world. We can eradicate the hunger issue. When ability meets will, we have the ability to do most anything. We just have to look in our souls and identify the will. But when ability meets will, there's absolutely nothing that we cannot do. Thank you so much, and may God bless each and every one of you always.
I'm going to post it.
All right, guys, thank you so much. That concludes the show today. Thank you so much. Thank you, Martin Luther King III. Thank you, Becky. Thank you all for supporting Feeding America. And there's bins all around here if you want to donate, and there's tables to donate money to this, the Capital Area Food Bank. And also go to feedingamerica.org to see how else you can get involved.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day and your time here, and get involved. Thanks a lot.